The Galactic Council of the 23 evolved species had existed for over 50 million years. They were masters of matter manipulation, consciousness transfer, and dimensional folding. Their technologies had long since transcended what primitive species would recognize as machinery. They existed as thought forms, energy patterns, and quantum states, beings who had shed their biological origins eons ago. Yet for all their advancement, there remained one peculiar directive that had never been questioned. Earth was to be avoided at all costs. High Ambassador Reed of the 7th Quadrant floated in the crystalline chamber, his consciousness interfacing with the ancient records. As the newest member admitted to the council, he had access to information denied to him for millennia. "I don't understand," Reed communicated to Elder Tana, whose consciousness had persisted for 12 million years. "Why do we avoid the blue planet? Our scans show only primitive bipedal carbon-based life forms. They've barely managed interplanetary travel." Elder Tana's energy form flickered with what Reed recognized as the equivalent of a solemn sigh. "The humans are not what they appear," Tana replied. "Look deeper." Reed accessed the restricted archives. The data streams revealed Earth's history: wars, technological advancement, art, philosophy, violence, compassion. Nothing seemed exceptional, compared to thousands of other evolving species. "I see nothing warranting such caution," Reed insisted. "The evidence is not in their achievements but in what happened to those who ignored our warnings," Tana said, transmitting access codes to the most secure archives. The records unfolded before Reed, records of 12 highly advanced civilizations that had attempted contact with Earth over the past 100,000 years. None returned. Not as conquerors, not as allies, not even as observers. They simply disappeared. But how? Reed's consciousness pulsed with confusion. Their technology was elementary at best during these contacts. "That," said Tana, "is precisely what concerns us. The pattern defies explanation." Reed reviewed footage from the last expedition. The Luminous, a species that had evolved beyond physical form 10 million years ago. They had approached Earth as gentle observers, intending only to study the curious planet from orbit. The recording showed their conscious vessel approaching Earth's atmosphere. Then, inexplicably, the vessel changed course and descended rapidly toward the surface. The last transmission. "Something calls to us, something different." Then silence. The Luminous, a species that had conquered death itself, never reported back. Investigations found no trace of their consciousness signature anywhere in the known universe. But what force could possibly affect the Luminous? Reed asked. "They existed beyond the physical plane." "We don't know," Tana admitted, "but we have theories." The Council believed something resided on Earth, not the humans themselves, but something that existed alongside them, something that used the planet as camouflage, something ancient, patient, and utterly different from anything the Council had encountered in its 50 million years of exploration. "The humans appear oblivious to it," Tana continued, "yet they show unusual patterns. Their imagination exceeds logical necessity. Their emotions defy rational self-interest. Their consciousness demonstrates inexplicable quantum qualities. They dream of gods and monsters that bear striking similarities across completely isolated cultures." Reed studied the human history more carefully. The strange leaps in their art and science, their capacity for both tremendous cruelty and breathtaking selflessness, their persistent belief in things beyond the material world. "You think they're being influenced?" Reed asked. "Perhaps. Or perhaps they're partially immune to whatever it is. Their chaotic nature might be their salvation. Too unpredictable to be fully controlled." Reed's consciousness recoiled. "You believe whatever it is feeds on advanced consciousness?" "We believe it's attracted to it," Tana corrected, "like a moth to flame. The more evolved a consciousness, the more visible it becomes to whatever waits on Earth. The humans remain safe precisely because they're still developing." "Then they're in terrible danger as they advance," Reed observed. "Yes," Tana agreed. "Unless they are something else entirely." The implication stunned Reed. You think the humans are connected to it? Not knowingly, but consider, in a universe of logical, rational evolution, humans remain stubbornly illogical. They believe in concepts with no empirical basis. They sacrifice themselves for abstract principles. They create art with no survival benefit. They're the only species we've observed whose consciousness seems capable of affecting quantum probability fields without technology. Reed processed this revelation. We're not protecting ourselves from them. We're protecting ourselves from whatever shares their world. Correct. And so we watch from afar, hoping that when humans finally reach the stars, they might reveal what has been hiding among them all along. The council chamber fell silent as Reed contemplated this information. Billions of sentient species populated the universe, yet only humans existed alongside this unknown entity. This presence that could capture even the most transcendent consciousness. Will we ever make contact? Reed finally asked. Elder Tana's energy form dimmed slightly. Perhaps when we understand what dwells there. Until then, we observe the warning that has preserved our council for 50 million years. The most evolved species in the universe. Avoid Earth. Something different. Resides there. Outside the council chamber, across the vast emptiness of space, Earth continued its silent journey around an unremarkable yellow star, its surface teeming with humans who gazed at the night sky, wondering if they were alone in the universe, never suspecting that countless advanced civilizations were watching them, afraid to come closer, afraid of what might be watching through human eyes.